So, the Celtics just won game 1 of the NBA Finals versus the Golden State Warriors, 120 to 108, and they really swung it in the fourth quarter, winning the quarter 40 to 16, just a massive swing there. The Warriors were up going into the fourth, and then the Celtics just totally changed the game. That was a really good finals game. Two good teams with contrasting styles, good offense and good defense being played. And yeah, the Celtics really took over in the fourth quarter. I think specifically of a 17-0 run where the Warriors were up 103 to 100, and then all of a sudden the Celtics were up 117 to 103. And if I think about the main things that did it, offensively, it has to be a three-point shot. The Celtics were pretty good from three today, 21 for 41, 51%, and that was a lot of their offense down the stretch and when they took over the run. And the Warriors were giving up open threes to guys like Horford, guys like Derek White, and guys like Marcus Smart, and the Celtics really made them pay. Horford hit 6 threes, Smart hit 4 threes, and Derek White hit 5 threes. So that's a massive amount of points right there, and that's really what changed the game for the Celtics was down the stretch they really hit a lot of threes, and then defensively the Warriors went like 5 minutes in the game without scoring, and it felt like the Celtics defense was just suffocating them, giving them nothing easy, and that really was the Celtics at their best down the stretch, generating threes and just suffocating the Warriors defensively. If I talk about Tatum, I think the Warriors, their trade-off was they gave threes up to the Celtics role players in order to clamp down on Tatum, and the part on Tatum definitely worked. They held him to only 12 points, and I thought, he definitely struggled to score. They did a good job on pick and rolls. They didn't give him an advantage. They tried not to, but they were willing to switch Curry onto him. And then once Tatum had Curry on him, the Warriors did a great job of, sort of just coming off their defenders a little bit to present a little bit of help, and then helping once Tatum was committed to shooting. And that worked really well, especially early on in the game when Tatum was still trying to figure it out. But as the game went on, Tatum, his scoring didn't improve. He finished 3 for 17, but he had 13 assists, and it was Tatum a lot of the times who was creating the three-point shots for the Celtics. And then it was guys like Horford, Smart, and White turning them in. Al Horford, he hit a couple threes and 26 points for him. Just a really amazing performance, and I don't know what else to say apart from that. The Warriors, they weren't totally intent on stopping his three-point shots, and he was making them. And then I thought Jaylen Brown was massive for the Celtics because, if you think of the Celtics offense as the Tatum show, where it's him getting pick and roll, where it's him posting up, where it's him playmaking a three-point shot and creating three-point shots, Brown sort of is a nice foil to that, where he goes a bit at his own pace. I thought he had mid-range buckets that really kept the Celtics in the game. At times where it looks like the Warriors were getting away, especially second and third quarter, Brown would just come up and hit a shot. And I think his 24 points, they are pretty valuable because, when Tatum was struggling and when the Celtics, maybe they weren't creating the three-point barrage like they did in the fourth quarter, Brown really helped them out. And then, Derek White off the bench hit a lot of threes. Same with Horford, same with Smart. And that's really what swung the game from the Celtics, the three-point shooting, because it's hard to win a game from the Warriors side of things when the Celtics make 21 threes. On the Warriors side of things, I thought they're pretty good. First couple quarters, and then the third quarter they really took over. It felt like Curry and Otto Porter Jr. were both really playing well. The first quarter, Steph Curry had 21 points, 6 threes. He only hit one more three for the rest of the game. But if I think about the first quarter, Curry was playing really well, but the Celtics were making some pretty stupid mistakes defensively. Like, they're just leaving Steph Curry wide open, and Steph Curry might be the number one guy of all time that you do not want to leave wide open. And Steph really got them going, but, apart from him, I wouldn't say any other Warrior, apart from maybe like Looney and Wiggins and Porter, really had a good game. Like Draymond, He was 2 for 12. Clay was 6 for 14. So apart from Curry, I think at times they definitely struggled for offense. I think the Celtics switchability, even though they didn't really switch on Steph, especially early on, they were dropping in the pick and roll, which was hurting them. But just overall, their toughness, their switchability. I think when Derek White came into the game and Robert Williams rim protection, the Celtics just seemed like they had a lot of options for the Warriors. And when they weren't making mistakes defensively, they were really doing well. I think of a couple of possessions where they forced shot clock violations. A couple of times the Warriors fouled offensively. And I think of definitely a couple Clay and Draymond Green shots where they were a bit forcing it because they couldn't really find anything else. And yeah, I think Celtics really, the 3-point shot and the defense really won them this game. Even though the Warriors ended up putting 108 points on the board, a lot of their offense was first quarter and times when they were really pushing the pace and catching the Celtics out in transition. But once the game slowed down a little bit and the Warriors had to try and score in the half court, the Celtics defense was really, really doing well. If I think of some adjustments and things to look out for going forwards, I think the Celtics are putting Robert Williams or Al Horford on Andrew Wiggins and sort of not totally guarding him. They're happy to let him shoot contested threes. So, maybe it's Wiggins running more handoff plays, getting involved more as a screener in pick and roll, and sort of using his verticality and, his ball handling skills to catch out the Celtics bigs and draw them away from the rim. I think, in terms of other stuff, I think, they got to do a better job of getting Klay Thompson going. There was one play where they ran a pin down for him and it got him open, but apart from that, I remember his offense being really hard to come by, where it was him dribbling and taking late in the shot clock shots or tough mid-rangers, and that's not when he's at his best. He's at his best when, he's getting three-pointers and things like that. And then I think I would play Otto Porter Jr. more. I thought he was really good when he played. He was 4 for 5 from 3. I thought defensively he provided a lot of resistance, some size, and I think, I would definitely go for him over Poole in their closing lineups and when the game is on the line, because I think he gives them defense. I think he gives them playmaking. I think he gives them someone who can cut to the rim. And yeah, I was surprised that Otto Porter Jr. only played 24 minutes because I thought he played really well when he did play. Just a few more things. I think the Warriors, Looney especially, were doing a good job on the offensive rebounding. When the Warriors were in the lead and things were going well in the third quarter, it felt like the Celtics couldn't close out a possession, and Looney was a big part of that. So we'll see, if the Celtics adjust a little bit to stop the Warriors' offensive rebounding, because they were getting good looks when they were able to offensive rebound, and that was mainly from Draymond and Looney. Yeah, but overall, I think really good win for the Celtics. I don't know if they'll shoot that well from 3 again, mainly because I think the Warriors, that's probably the biggest adjustment, not leaving Horford and Smart and White wide open for 3, because that really cost them the game this time. You can still help off them. You can still give Tatum a tough time and load up on him, because that is a good way to stop the Celtics, and they were able to stop Tatum from scoring. But you have to be aware of his playmaking, and that really hurt the Warriors in this game. So yeah, really good Game 1 win for the Celtics on the road, 3-point shooting, defense, and we'll see how the Warriors respond in Game 2. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and subscribe to this channel for more NBA content.